There we go. Okay, had a little bit of a technical issue there. Okay, now I'm live on all of them. So, like I said in the title, tonight I want to talk with you about how to stop dieting. And this is going to be a little bit of a rant. Usually, when I go live, I like to offer a lot of valuable information, tips, hints, that kind of thing. But I am also going to be ranting a little bit just because I feel like this is warranted with this particular topic. So let's start off. The first thing that I want to clarify here is when I say how to never diet again, let me explain myself a little bit here and why I say that, why I really don't believe in diets, why I really don't like diets, and what the problem I feel like there are with actual diets. And so the first problem I have is honestly with the word diet. I feel like the word diet in and of itself has a lot of negative connotations. As soon as you hear the word diet, all you hear is no, 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 you can't have that, you can't have this. This is restricted, restricted, restricted. And so that is one of the reasons that I really don't like dieting, and it's one of the reasons that I don't feel like most diets, in fact, pretty much all of them, really are effective for the long term. So there are, however, a few exceptions. Like if you have like a really severe allergy or something like celiac disease where you absolutely must give up gluten for the rest of your life, or a nut allergy, you absolutely cannot have nuts, that kind of thing, then that's what that is. But I don't prefer to call that even a diet, even if you have one or two things that you really have to not have ever again. In fact, instead of calling it a diet, I like to call it an eating plan, because I feel like this gives you permission to plan your meals, to plan what you're going to eat, and to be intentional about what you are eating and be mindful about your food. And so I really prefer to create an eating plan or meal plan and not call it an actual diet. So if that makes sense to you and you resonate with that, I would love it if you would comment and share. Let me know what your thoughts are on referring to your lifestyle, if you will. You could even also call it a healthy eating lifestyle, but anything but a diet, because I feel like it just has negative connotations. So that's the first thing. Then the next thing that I want to address as on this topic related to how to never diet again is I feel like even though once you change the name and say, okay, we're not going to call it a diet, we're going to call it a meal plan or a healthy eating plan or whatever, well, how do you actually successfully implement that? And even if, there are certain things like processed food, sugar, gluten, dairy, things like that, that you're not going to ever eat again, how do you actually reframe that, if you will, so that instead of thinking of it as being super restrictive and like a diet, you think of it as an actual uh just an eating plan, that kind of thing. Well, I feel like the first thing that needs to happen is a mindset shift where you are able to focus on eating more mindfully. And when you plan your meals and create your eating plan, you are eating and planning what you're going to eat based on what you know is good for your body, based on what you feel good about eating, based on what you know feels good. Because the reality is that sometimes you may not be quite as aware, but I think most of us are aware that after we eat certain things, you just don't feel good. You may feel tired, you may feel worn down, you may temporarily get a big energy boost and then it crashes, different things like that. But we're pretty much conscious, and the more and more you tune into your body through that mindfulness and through what is sometimes referred to as intuitive eating, you will be more and more aware of the effects that certain foods, and I find gluten, dairy, and sugar, sorry to point those out, but those three are really the trio of things that cause the most problems, that you will notice more and more the negative effects that those things have on you, and you won't want to eat them anymore, and it won't matter, and you won't have to sit there and say, oh geez, I'm on a diet, I can't have these things. because you will learn to embrace real healthy living and real healthy eating, and you will learn to realize that the more you stick with that, the healthier you will be. So, this isn't going to be a super long live. That's kind of really, in a lot of ways, all I really have to say about this. So, really, I feel like how to never diet again, the keys are number one, don't call it a diet, call it like an eating plan or a meal plan. And number two, learn how to become more mindful and embrace more intuitive eating and be more aware of what effects the foods you're eating have on your body. And then realize that, if you want to really have good optimal health and wellness and to really feel good a lot and not be stuck stuck taking a lot of drugs, or really even too many supplements or other kinds of holistic medicines either, then the key to making that happen is to focus on mindfulness and intuitive eating and to eat based on what your body wants, because your body is telling you and giving you signals all the time, letting you know what it wants and what it doesn't want based on how you feel. So that's your food for thought slash rant for the evening. And if you have noticed, I am going live pretty much every Tuesday evening, usually around 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Sometimes it might be a little earlier, a little later, depending on what my particular time constraints and schedule is. If you have any more questions, would like to schedule a free consultation to talk with me about how I can help you as a health coach, please reach out. Let's have that conversation. And take care, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.